Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat on Michigan Business Network. Jeffrey Mosher sitting in for Chris Holman on the road, Traverse City vicinity, Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. We're on hand for CAR MBS. That's the Center for Automotive Research's Management Briefing Seminars, number 58. This time around, Jay Johnson, CEO of Coeus Creative Group. Jay, welcome to the Michigan Business Beat.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about your career background that led to being a CEO.
Well, I started off working at Wayne State University, and I was in the Industrial and Systems Engineering Department and supporting their communications function. And at some point in time, we realized that there was some kind of gap that was happening between faculty and students, and they asked me to look into it. So I did a research study, found out that there were some cultural adaptability issues, created a training program for the faculty and one for the students to help them acclimate to the new climate, and it was really successful. So I had somebody come up, tap me on the back and say, "Hey, you're really good at this. You should start a business." And I said, "Maybe I will." And that was about 15 years ago at this point, and here we are today.
Super. Let's run through that 15-year history for Coeus Creative Group.
Sure. So we started off really offering training and talent development services using behavioral science and communication to support people in better communication practices, learning how to navigate conflict, managing things like their own energy, time, and burnout. So that was really how it started. I ended up publishing a paper in 2008 that was on globalization and technology and how Facebook and YouTube would be the marketing tools of choice in the future for universities. No idea that it was actually going to be true. I really just wanted to go to the Hawaiian International Conference on Education. So I submitted it, it was published, and then when I came back, we had some people asking, "Hey, can you come talk to us about social media?" We said, "Yeah, sure." Well, afterwards, people were coming up and they were saying, "Hey, do you do this? Do you do websites? Do you do that?" First time I said no. Second time I said no. Third time I got smart and finally said yes we do, and ended up hiring a really incredible team. And so we actually have a talent development division and a marketing division, and that's been what we've been doing. So we've worked with companies like Ford, Stellantis, Nikon, NASA. We work with CAR and a number of others to really kind of help them tell their story as well as develop their workforce.
So are you in Detroit Metro, Ann Arbor? Where exactly is headquarters?
Yeah, Detroit Metro. So Livonia, Michigan is where our headquarters is. And I grew up just outside of there, in between Livonia and Detroit, in a little township called Redford. So we've been there for the past 15 years.
Excellent. So we're here at the Management Briefing Seminars, and you have a display going on, and so enlighten us.
Yeah, so what we're promoting here is our Behavioral Elements program. And what that is it's an assessment, a training program, a coaching program to help people develop the culture that they want to work in. So what we do is, using our behavioral science models, we help them understand, where do your behaviors come from? How do you make your decisions? What are you motivated by? What are your value systems? And then once we have those tools for an organization, we can really help them build high-performance teams that cover all of those different drives and enable them to essentially choose the best behaviors, because that's really what we believe is, you have thoughts and feelings, but it's our behaviors that are a choice, and how you choose to behave ultimately determines your success and failure.
Tremendous. So during the days here at CAR MBS, are you going to be able to get into any of the presentations? And if so, what are you looking forward to hearing about?
Yeah, so there's a number of different presentations, everything for the future of the automotive world, given that we do a lot of work with the automotive clients, but also I'll be actually presenting. I'm one of the panelists in the Workforce Development Roundtable. So I'm going to be trying to catch, in and out of a bunch of people's sessions to try to get a better understanding of what their challenges are, so that way I can address them in the roundtable.
And which day is that going on?
That's happening on Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Perfect. All right, so at this point, do you work obviously beyond the auto sector, but do you collaborate ever with Automation Alley or MEDC or the universities?
Yeah, so I actually I trained for the MEDC maybe 5 or 6 years ago, doing some behavioral body language and connecting with customers, difficult people. But I also work with a lot of universities. So I work with Wayne State University in particular. I teach in the MBA program at Madonna University. We do collaborations for research as well as consulting and organizational development. And then we've also worked with companies like TechTown and a number of the others to really kind of bolster the business community here in Michigan.
So is that something that Ned or his team would alert the companies that are starting up and sharing space there to say you're a resource to help them out?
Yeah, so we were one of their resources. We actually provided website training to a number of the individual organizations, and we're on one of their lists that basically, like, if they're looking for that kind of support or development, they can reach out to us, and we have a really nice rate for startups and entrepreneurs because, well, I was a startup and an entrepreneur, and it's a really passionate thing for me.
Excellent. In that last few moments, what's that contact information?
Sure, JAY at coeuscreativegroup.com. And of course, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm all over that space, sharing ideas and behaviors that can help you transform your future.
Jay, thank you so much for spending some time with Michigan Business Beat today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Once again, Jay Johnson is the CEO for Coeus Creative Group, Livonia, Michigan, and we are at CAR MBS in the Traverse City vicinity. We'll be back with more on the Michigan Business Beat on Michigan Business Network.